Hey everybody, welcome to another New York Mets franchise video, episode 6 for game 6 after the really intense and ugly game 5 where I was able to get a walk-off win after I made so many mistakes with managing and pinch running instead of pinch hitting and vice versa, and a lot of things went wrong and it got very weird at the end. But the main thing is that I do get the victory, and that's how it goes in baseball. Sometimes you have these unfortunate wins or losses. It's a very unpredictable game. It's tricky. Sometimes there is an element of luck, and so many different things happen during the course of a baseball game, but you take the wins when you can get them. So let's get right into it. Oh boy, do we have a good pitching matchup. Jacob deGrom against former Met Zach Wheeler. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know I was facing Wheeler. Oh no. Alright, that definitely changes my mindset going into this game. I was thinking that, since I was able to beat Aaronola, should be a cakewalk, shouldn't have any trouble with the rest of the Phillies rotation, but I get Mr. Wheeler. Oh, that's going to be interesting. And I'm going to be resting a lot of guys here because I haven't really changed my lineup at all. I've had my starters out there. So, oh man, these guys are all tired. Oh no, the thing I've talked about before, but the Mets bench is just not great. So just give me a minute while I just think about these things. Okay, so this is the lineup that I am gonna go with. Obviously Jeff McNeil is a little tired, but when you look at the rest of the lineup, I really don't want to take anyone else. I still want to have at least a little bit of a slim chance to win this game. So this is what I'm gonna roll with. So let's hop right into it. So we're going to try to get this sweep, and it's not going to be easy. I'm definitely giving Zach Wheeler a pretty easy line to navigate around, especially that bottom half of the order with, Nunez, Nido, deGrom, and deGrom's probably the best hitter of the bunch, honestly, so that's definitely going to be tough, but things like this are going to happen during the course of a schedule if you're not smart with resting your guys, and you know what? I took the risk because I said I want my stars out there against Nola. Nola is that good. I need all the bats I have, and that's what I ended up doing, and once Michael Conforto does come back, and if Jed Lowry comes back, and hopefully Cespedes is back, things like this would be a lot easier because the bench would be better because I don't have to turn to a Marisnik or, worst case, a Cordell or a Nunez. Like, these guys aren't that great of players. They're okay fill-ins, but you know what? When you have a bunch of them out there at once, it definitely makes things a lot tougher. So let's get right into it. Jacob deGrom on the mound. He had a good start for me. I messed up a lot in the field, so I guess none of those runs were earned on him. And, it wasn't fair to him. And he was pitching really well, but then the home run and everything. So things got out of hand in a hurry. That was the opening day I can't catch video. But I'll try to have better defense this time around. A beautiful day outside. Beautiful day in the game. First pitch of game 6. Low for ball 1.
First pitch, 111.
Wow. Wow. Umpire, really? That one missed, huh? Okay. I see you. In there, strike. 3-1.
Count is 3-1.
That one's hit. Shallow center field. Coming on, Brandon Nimmo. Oh, yeah, sorry, that's Marisnik, actually. Makes the catch. 1 out. The fans like it. Baseball day games are just so cool. I mean, it's just my favorite because it's beautiful weather, you're home, and you're just watching your Mets, or if you're a Phillies fan, you're watching the Phillies. I just think there's nothing better than it, honestly, especially in the middle of the week. It's just so cool. And you know what? I gotta tell you, I miss it really bad. Like, I wish that instead of me playing the video game, that we were actually watching the real Mets, and I was, just relaxing watching it. That would be great, but who knows when that's going to end up happening. We really have to make sure that we do our best with the social distancing, the staying home, washing hands, all that stuff. So it's really annoying and it's really difficult for all of us, but I hope in the long term it will be worth it, because if we live in a world where we're afraid to leave the house, and it's a thing that could come back, it's going to make life very difficult. As deGrom gets a strikeout, McCutchen struck him out, but I really hope it doesn't come to that. I mean, I hope that, with all the wonderful doctors we have and things like that, that we could come up with some kind of vaccination and that people aren't selfish, whereas, like, I think that the population at risk should be the ones that get vaccinated first, anyone with any kind of, lung disorders or conditions. such as someone like me, myself, that has asthma, or the older population, I think that they should be vaccinated first before the, fully healthy people that, the star athletes even, no offense to them, but before they get it. I just think that that would be more fair to all of society. As Jacob deGrom strikes out Bryce Harper, struck him out, and the inning is over. So a nice opening 1-2-3 inning from Jacob deGrom, and going into the bottom of the first, we are scoreless. So going up against Zach Wheeler, this is not going to be easy. We know Wheeler is a good pitcher. He has his ups and downs, but he'll go deep into the game. He throws the ball hard, just an all-around good pitcher. And you know what? I have a feeling that he's going to pitch extremely well against the Mets this season, especially with the whole beef that him and Brodie Van Wagner kind of had about, Wheeler saying he expected it, and Brodie is like, oh, well, he only had 2 good halves or whatever, things like that. So I think that Zach Wheeler is definitely going to try to have something to prove and really stick it to the Mets. And we've seen so many former Mets do that. The guy that stands out, of course, is Daniel Murphy. And I just hope that the same doesn't happen with Wheeler, because the thing is, since he's in the division, we're going to face him a good amount of times this season. So, and all these games are going to be important when you are in the tight division. And, just the way the Mets bats could all of a sudden go to sleep every now and then, it's just going to be a very interesting matchup between the two. As Wheeler walks Jeff McNeil on 4 pitches. Usually I swing at the first pitch, but it was so out of the strike zone, it didn't really seem worth it. But you know what? I'll take the leadoff base runner. That's definitely nice. He throws it hard, no question about it. And this umpire is tough, because I'll tell you what, there were some pitches that I thought should have been strikes for me that I feel like I hit the corners, and now the same thing is happening to Wheeler. So the thing with me with umpires is that as long as there's consistency, I don't really mind it. It's me where it's like it's inconsistent, where it's like, okay, you called this a ball, now you're calling it a strike, or you called it a strike for the Phillies but not for the Mets. It's like, be fair. So like even that call right there, you think of the pitch number 1, that pitch was more of a strike and he called it a ball. Meanwhile, this one, not so much. So, umpires, that's also another, like I said in the beginning of the video, the element of baseball that, like, you don't really know what's going to happen. And, a bunch of crazy things do happen during the course of the game. And I was talking about, the whole virus. I hope we don't become a world where you're afraid to leave the house and whatnot. I also hope that in baseball, we don't have the robot umpire. I know we criticize them a lot because they make a lot of wrong calls, but it would just really take away from the element of the game. The game has changed so much. I really don't want to see it change anymore. I love the baseball for what it is, and just the way, I can't resort into a double play this 83 speed, but just the way, I challenge it? Okay, let's challenge it. Let's do it. But this is a perfect example. This is exactly what I was going to say. Challenges. I hate them, honestly, because it just, again, it takes away from the baseball. I like the old school baseball much better. The games were a lot quicker, and you wouldn't have to worry about these kind of things like a review where, it could take up to 5 minutes and it changes the rhythm, and you have all these pitching changes that lead to commercial breaks, and then you might have robot umpires, and it's just like there's so many things that have changed with these sports that, and oh, they overturned the call. Ahmed Rosario is safe. Okay, thank goodness, because it was just like, I really felt that with 83 speed on that kind of play, I should be able to reach base. Now, I was able to, so we have a runner on, 1 out, Pete Alonso at the plate. That right there was 2-strike hitting with Rosario. I had to try to put the ball in play, despite the inconsistencies of the umpire. I can't really take a chance. I can't rely on the umpire. I have to try to rely on myself. Cano, don't you know? Nice slide and catch by Bryce Harper, despite the ball being squared up. And that will do it for the Mets. So at the end of 1, we are scoreless. Look at that again from Harper. That nice majestic hair. Sorry. I do like his hair though. Allen's hit left center field. Coming over. Smith, no. Go. Oh, Marizic, really? Ugh, I hate that, man. Again, we're letting deGrom down with the fielder, which is something that happens so much in real life for the Mets. It's like if they couldn't let him down without giving him any runs, they let him down with the errors. The game that stands out, the one against Arizona, the Mets blew that mistake over there in the infield. I don't know if it was Rosario or Echeverria or somebody like that, but that really hurt Jake in that game. That game should have been in the bag that they blew. And there were a whole lot of games like that that, again, looked like easy wins, big leads, late, still found ways to lose them. Well, you know what? Stuff like that in there, strike 3 called. Those are things that are the difference between making and missing the playoffs. deGrom's 2-2. That one's line, base hit. I didn't. I'll tell you what, guys. It's a whole lot of deja vu right now. A whole lot. I don't know why fielding is such a challenge. How did I not pick that up? I don't get it. I seriously don't understand. Trying to put Zach Wheeler away. Big at bat right here. Struck him out. So Jacob deGrom able to escape the jam that his defense put him in, allowing the 1 run. So the Phillies are up 1-0. Oh, Zach Wheeler plunks Tomas Nido, perhaps not being a fan of his previous catcher. Oh no, we're not gonna have a fight or anything, but I'm over exaggerating. At least I got a couple guys on for Jake. Try to see if I can make something happen. No, sir. Oh my goodness, what was that? Oh, I thought he was gonna hit deGrom. Imagine if this matchup actually does happen. Zach Wheeler hit deGrom with the pitch. That would be crazy. Honestly, I don't think Wheeler would do that. I mean, maybe he would hit a man. I'm still not sure, but it definitely would not be deGrom. deGrom's way too good of a guy, and I imagine him and Wheeler got along well. Or imagine the Mets hit him with a pitch. I don't know. I'm just thinking of different things that could possibly happen whenever it does. Oh, umpire gave me a call. Full count and Jacob deGrom with 2 outs gets his buddy Zach Wheeler. Oh, fastball right over the middle. Big Jake fighting him off. Definitely a good at bat we have right here. Good matchup. Ball 4, Zach Wheeler walks Jacob deGrom, and the bases are loaded for Jeff McNeil. All right, now here we go. Big opportunity here. McNeil rips it foul. I was early because I'm excited. Good eye, Jeff. Good eye. McNeil on the ground. Oh, Kingery boots it, and McNeil is safe, and the ball game is tied. Oh, man. Again, the Phillies defense not looking sparkling. I mean, we talk about the struggle the Mets defense has had, but in this series, Phillies defense has not been good. Poor Zach Wheeler. Looked like he could escape the jam, but the inning will go on. Gets back into the count. It's too intense, guys. It's too intense. Ah, shook me out. Oh, gosh. Wheeler's tough because, you know what? He can hit 100 on the gun when then he just changes speeds with the changeup and the slider and the curveball. Oh, Wheeler's a good pitcher. I'm definitely going to miss him, no doubt about it. Everyone knows I'm a big fan of his. You know, I really like what he did that year where the Mets were not so great. In 2018, he was just phenomenal in that second half. And it's just really unfortunate he could not put it together for that full season. But I just felt that once the trade deadline passed, he definitely was better. And, you know, I wonder if it was just because there's a lot of pressure on him. But the thing that really boggles my mind about the Mets is that I remember, I think it was 2018 was the year where there was that report that came out that there was like, you know, at least 10 teams that were interested in trading for Zach Wheeler. And just knowing that the Mets would not retain him, I just find it hard to believe that, like, none of those offers were enticing to the Mets. Like, I don't know, man. I would rather they traded him in 2018 and got something than let him walk in 2019. That's just the way I look at it.
That's a ball.
All right, so now we have a 2-2 from deGrom. That one's hit into left center field. Marisnik coming on off his glove. Oh my gosh. Marisnik, that's what you're out here for. How do you not catch the ball? Oh my gosh, I'm getting a headache from this nonsense with the fielding. I'm sorry, Jake. I am trying to help you out, but another chance for Marisnik. 1 out. Jeez Louise. I mean, I got bailed out on the other end because I really hit a routine ground ball to Kingery that he booted, but still. I do not like having Jacob deGrom's pitch count. Just, you know, get extra pitches, especially when I am shorthanded in the bullpen because Michael Wacha's stamina is so low he can't go deep into games. Just makes things so much harder than they need to be.
1 and 2.
Get ahead of Bryce Harper, 1 and 2. Can we put him away? Not yet. 2-2 from deGrom. Struck him out. Strikes out Bryce Harper. 2 out. deGrom's 6th punch out. So now he's got to face the tough Rhys Hoskins, who, you know what, he's definitely giving me some trouble in this series as he drives one to deep left center field. That's out of here. Guys, I was putting it up and in, but Classic does not want me to succeed. So Rhys Hoskins leaves the yard, and it's just like, come on, man. And you know what? The inning should have been over if Marisna caught that ball, but he just didn't want to. Like, he overruns it. It bounces off his glove. I mean, it's just like so much craziness in this game.
That's ball 4. Yep, he tagged him right
Guys, I'm done. I'm done. That's probably gonna be the end of the video because I'm done. Are you kidding me? Are you serious or what? That's not even allowed. That's not. It's just not real. You're not allowed to do that in baseball. If you're running on a 3-2 count with 2 outs and there's a walk, you can't throw the guy out. That's ridiculous. That is just so insane. I'm done. I'm so done. Forget it. Just the video's over. It's done. It's done. So Jacob deGrom's day is done as he strikes out Rhys Hoskins and Didi Gregorius to end the inning. 109 pitches through 5 innings. It's way too much, but I had to push him just for the sake of the bullpen since the bullpen is ready taxed from Michael Wacha not having a high stamina rating. But this is going to be very hard to overcome right here. In a game that's going absolutely terrible, I'm really not going to tire anyone out because the bullpen is already messed up as it is from yesterday. So I'm just going to let Gazelman go as deep as I can with him and just hopefully keeps it semi-close just to give me a little bit of a chance. Another walk. And I mean, Willie tends to do it. He'll have his game where, you know, he'll walk about 4 or 5 batters, but the thing is, I have not been able to capitalize with these runners on base. Batting like the Yankees right now. In the playoffs, at least, you know. They've struggled with that. And it's hard for a lot of teams. I mean, in that series against the Astros, both teams were struggling with bringing runners in once they were on base. And that's the thing, you know, baseball definitely has changed since it's become so home run driven. And it's not really old school, station to station, you know, 2-strike approach, just putting the ball in play. It doesn't work like that anymore. That one gets away. Real Muto guns me down. All right, so here's my question, guys. Is that not a drop 3rd strike where, you know, Dom Smith gets to run to first? Is that not what that was? Because if that's the case, you can't throw me out at second if I have another guy going to first. Like, I don't know, man. And if I'm not mistaken, I really believe that you can't get caught stealing if there's a walk. Like, if anything, can't I just go back to second base or whatever? Like, I don't know. I just feel like whenever there's a 3-2 count with 2 outs, the runner takes off, and that's that. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that I got thrown out at third base, I just don't think I've ever seen that before. And I've watched a lot of baseball. I just don't remember seeing that before. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments. This way, it'll make me feel a little better. But still, that really drove me nuts. And even that, like, that should be a drop 3rd strike. And I know this is the video game. It's not going to be, you know, as sim as I'm trying to make it, but it's like stuff like that. I mean, we are now in MLB The Show 20. Like, I remember playing MLB The Show 07. So it's just like, I mean, you've had so many years to work on this. Like, stuff like that can't be happening anymore. Like, I mean, come on now. All the money they get from Diamond Dynasty, people opening packs and whatnot with real money, like, don't even try this right now. Just not in the mood for it. Alright, come on. Really? Pitch right over the plate. That's what I do with it. Struck him out. So 2 scoreless saves for Robert Gazelman. Bryce Harper is not happy with that. But definitely will take it. The bullpen needed it for sure. So definitely a nice job by Gazelman helping us out big time.
Number 58, Anthony Dominguez.
Tomas Nido pokes one out, right field. Bryce Harper going back, and he makes the play. Wow. Man, oh man. I know this is interesting, but I'm going to go to Nimmo here. Nimmo has been really good for me this season, and I'm down 2, so I do need base runners, and I don't know, Nimmo could just move around. I want to try to save Ramos and JD for if I have runners on base and maybe pinch hit them for one of the position players. I think this is the right move, right? Nimmo up the middle base hit. That's a good pinch hit at bat. Nice 1-2-3 from Justin Wilson. So, you know what? Despite deGrom only going 5 innings, the bullpen has held up really, really well so far. I just have not done anything on offense. Well, this definitely is a bit of deja vu because Voice Over Me is back for the second time, first time since opening day. And there definitely were some similarities between this video and the opening day video. The two things that stand out, Jacob deGrom was on the mound in both, and my fielding was awful in both. I'm crying, complaining in both, but I kind of do that in every video anyway, so that doesn't really make a difference. But the thing is that this game was just so crazy, and I was getting so frustrated with all the things that went wrong, especially with as far as the rulebook is concerned, which is my main takeaway from this game, which I'm going to get into a little bit. But I had to use the restroom, you know what I mean? So it just so happened that when I stepped away, the 60 minutes was up, so the video clip had stopped, and I didn't know that it stopped when I came back. So the whole 9th inning happened, and you guys don't see it, but nothing really important happens. The final score, spoiler alert, I do lose this game 3-1. And in that 9th inning, just like what happened earlier with the drop third strike with the runner at first, I got thrown out at second base again for another out. So my question for especially the people that know better than I do in the comments, whether you are baseball fans or really avid MLB The Show 20 players, is can you tell me what is that about? Am I missing something here? Because I've been watching baseball since 2004, and the runner being thrown out at third base on a full count with 2 outs, I've never seen that before. And then the runner being thrown out at second when there's a drop third strike, I've never seen that either. So if somebody could enlighten me on what that's about, I would greatly appreciate it. But also, give me some other tips on what I could do to make this better as far as my performance in the game, or maybe my commentary, or just what I could do to make this series more enjoyable for you guys, because you know that's what the video is being made for. It's being made for the audience. Even though I do enjoy making these videos, I do like talking about the Mets and like playing as the Mets most of the time, you know, other than when all this craziness decides to happen and I just, you know, a lot of things go bad and what have you. But still, let me know what else I could do or what else you want to see, whether it be something else within MLB The Show 20, a different mode, a different take on things, maybe another game. So any suggestions that you guys have, I'm more than open to it, and I welcome it. This way we can try to do some different things, get this channel growing. You know, that's obviously what I'm trying to do here. You know, until, you know, real sports eventually do start again, then we could go back to the old traditional format. But let me guys know, you know, just all that kind of fun stuff. But if you do like this video, leave a like I said, a lot of stuff to comment about, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Subscribe to keep up with the rest of this series or anything else that I do decide to do on the channel or based on your guys' feedback. But until the next video, be safe, be smart, be healthy, be happy, and have a good one, everybody.